Welcome to another video about the Pathfinders United. My name is John, and today we're going over our camp out trip that we had with our super shelters. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be reviewing our video from our camping trip that we went on. It was our first attempt at our super shelter out at Camp Golden Airs. So let's go to some of that footage.
Okay, so what we're doing now is about to work on our super shelter. And as you can see, we're going to start off with measuring out the length for the bed. So each person has, so he's going from here to there. Reach out to the side. How far out does yours go? So his is going to be that wide. And then the shelter here will be the same. Has the top part that's marked right there for his head. We have his arms here and over here, and his feet will be there. So that's how they're going to build the actual framing for their bed. All right, we'll get back to you. So as you can see, they have made an outline around him so he can figure out, well, now he can easily figure out the length and width of his bed. Okay, so what we have here is the frame for the bed. And what we're going to end up doing here is filling this inside portion of the frame with leaves, debris, and probably some pine needles, if they're not too far away. And I need to go track them down. So this is the frame. And I will show you what it looks like when it all filled in. Okay, so we are just about finished our super shelters. We have them in a horseshoe format. And what we're doing now is clearing off our center section here so we can actually build our fire. Right now currently it's 5 o'clock in the evening. 38 degrees outside currently, and we have finished pretty much finished our super shelters. We have our reflective mylar on the inside, and we also have our painter's plastic over top. I have our leaf bed underneath. And we will probably have a cart, a mat, something will be under there with us, and along with our sleeping bags. So we'll get back with you in a little bit after we get this fire going. 38 degrees outside, a little chilly. Hello, good morning. Okay, we're back out here. We had a pretty successful sleep last night. We had our super shelters constructed. We used our Mylar for the back. Also used an emergency space blanket. We used a painter's plastic tarp to go over top of it. We made our leaf bed on the inside, and we also had our nice warm fire in the middle. Let's check with the guys to see how their night sleep was. This is our early morning fire here, because I think it's still about 35, 38 degrees outside. We had David with us. We had DeAndre with us. We had Marcus with us. So how was the last night inside the super shelter?
It was good. It was ultra hot.
Lukewarm, comfortable.
David, it was how?
Hot.
It was hot.
Don't do this with the below zero sleeping bag. It's too hot for this.
I had my Teton Sport Tracker 5. Give y'all a little glimpse on the inside of how we were sleeping last night. So as you can see, you have the Mylar emergency space blanket here. And then we made a bed. Filled it in with leaves and debris. And the sleeping bag is on top. Again, Teton Sport. Tracker plus 5-degree sleeping bag. Did an amazing job. I couldn't even get all the way in it. It was just that warm. And as David mentioned, oh, it was warm. It got up to roughly about 80 degrees, I believe it was. So at one point inside of the super shelter, and that's David's over there.
You don't want to see the inside of mine.
Yeah, the outside temperature when I first measured it, it was right around 38 degrees outside. And when I started, I think it got up from 38 to about 40 to about 50, 60 degrees in there. When I increased the fire on the outside, the temperature came up a lot. I actually ended up being somewhere around about 75, 80. Actually, it was almost too hot, as David said, because his is actually closer to the fire than mine is. So his was probably easily 80. It was probably easy 80 degrees in there. So again, we're gonna do now is we're gonna try to work on a reflective oven. So we're gonna see how that's gonna work. Out of a Christmas popcorn can. So, all right. So Marcus, tell us what you're doing with your reflective oven.
Making a bread.
Making a bread. And how is this process happening?
You put your bread in the back of your can, and since it's aluminum, you want to put it up to the fire so the heat can reflect into your bread.
So it only cook one piece of bread at a time?
No, it can cook way more than one.
Oh, okay.
Might as well cook one more. The last one. I said might as well cook the last one.
It would have fit in there. It should fit. Okay, so it's breakfast time now. Seems like oatmeal is going to be our main breakfast for this morning. As you can see, they're over there scrounging, fighting. That is upside down. That maple and brown sugar.
We got the bread cooking in the oven.
We got bread cooking
Is it done?
in the oven. It looks like it's about done. I think that's about done right there.
About burnt too.
So right now we have oatmeal, biscuits. We may have hot chocolate. I'm not sure yet.
It depends on.
It depends.
A fork? Yes. I got forks. Cause I broke mine.
There it is, right there. Breakfast, you guys. Look at that golden brown biscuit.
Thanks to me.
This oatmeal. Marcus was the baker
Yay, Marcus.
of the biscuits. After this, we're going to be baking some cookies. We're going to see what our other two bakers on the Campout Bakers Challenge.
Marcus Scott is in first.
Well, as you can see, we did have a great time out there at the campsite. The cookies were not a success. The bread, however, the biscuits came out fantastic. We had a great breakfast with our oatmeal and our biscuits. We were able to, also the temperature. The temperature at night did drop down to somewhere around about, I would say, probably about 20 degrees that night. So again, with our super shelters, the temperature did get up somewhere in the neighborhood of, I would say, 70, 75 degrees inside of those super shelters. So they performed well. As you can see from the video, how we had the bed of leaves that we had down first. Then we did have a sleeping mat on top of that. Then our sleeping bags. And the back wall was either made out of our just basic mylar that we had attached to a ridge line, or for those who had a survival blanket, we used that with the shiny side, the mylar side in. The other one we used just regular painter's plastic, the type of plastic that you use when you put down to paint your house. That was the plastic that we put over top of it. The key to the shelter is the fire. As long as you have a good sustaining fire, you will be fine. Now, one thing we did notice, as the fire died down, so did the temperature inside of the shelter. We rearranged our fire so that the fire would last longer, so we didn't have to get up as often to apply wood to the fire. But overall, it was a great experience. The only thing we probably would have done differently is probably would have done a different type of fire. Something that would have maintained the heat longer. We found ourselves getting up maybe every hour, maybe 2 hours to actually add wood to the fire. But again, I mean, it never got under, I would say, 50 degrees inside of the super shelter. So our temperature range was anywhere from 50 to about 75 degrees. But again, it was a great experience. Can't wait for the next one. So, as in always, we are the Pathfinders United, uniting Pathfinders around the world. Until the next time.